In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
A taboo is defined as a strong social, cultural, or religious prohibition restricting specific behaviors, objects, or topics, often deemed sacred, forbidden, or unclean. Today, we are exploring completely uncharted taboo territory when it comes to discussing the patrons of prostitution. My question for you today is, when is it okay for a rapper to pay for sex? The real question we probably should be asking is it okay for a rapper to pay for sex? Selective morality suggests yes, it is perfectly fine for a rapper to be paying for sex, or any entertainer that has any type of success behind them. I know it's funny when we get online and we see people like Selena Powell exposing some random rapper or saying somebody's names. We see porn stars come out. As of late, we've seen regular people who they call themselves IG models. No such thing, by the way. We see these people coming out, posting their DMs, posting screenshots, or the word will just be around town that this person went with this person and did all of this. We listen to songs and we hear lyrics from people bragging about paying for plastic surgery, paying for BBLs, paying for body parts, paying to have sex with XYZ, whoever it is, giving her money, whether it be bragging about giving her money to go away, bragging about whatever type of, I bought her a car, I bought her a bag, and she fucked me. Just basically some type of monetary exchange for sex. And I'm aware that prostitution is the oldest profession on the planet, but it seems to me that rappers coming out and bragging about, openly bragging, by the way, and being proud about paying for sex, because there is a pride about this now. I was listening to 42 Doug, and he was, what's that song he got with Skilla Baby? I think it's called The Thick One or something like that. The whole song is bragging about paying for pussy, paying to fuck. And all of this, even though I feel like a lot of this openly started with like Lil Baby, at least for my generation, because we know these people been doing this. But I've never seen such an uptick in people being like okay with this, because it is such a taboo thing, because you would think in your mind, he's successful. He doesn't have to pay anyone to do anything for him. This person doesn't have to go online and solicit. They got people falling all over them, but that part is true, but it is also true that these people are soliciting these actions. They're soliciting this stuff as well. And today I just want to talk about a couple of things, because I mean there's so much we could unpack with this. The first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to, is it okay for a rapper to pay for sex? We got to understand why a rapper is paying for sex. The first thing is they're paying for sex to skip the line. There's a lot of people, and I'm saying because now everybody's just put in the same thing. Now they're looking at you like, if you look relatively good and you work at Home Depot, somebody might walk up to you and say you should start an OnlyFans. If you kind of cute, somebody might try to put you on OnlyFans or one of these freak websites or something like that. You know, somebody might try to get you into that lifestyle, you being a regular person, because they don't understand how they don't understand that that's not socially acceptable, or it used to didn't be socially acceptable. These people use their money to skip the line. They use their money to get out here and pay for things that they normally would not be able to get if they were just operating as them normal selves. There are people still that exist that just because you're famous, just because you're rich, just because you have success, that doesn't guarantee that you will be able to get whatever you want from them, because they have morals and they have standards, and you just might not be something that they want. But because we're in such a sexually charged capitalistic society, and they have come from generations of people and generations of the environment telling them that if you come across one of these kind of people, you need to get something out of it. Don't have sex for free. Even if you want to, you better be getting something out of it. And they're not interpreting that as you shouldn't give your body up because your body is worth something. You should save yourself. And I say just save yourself for like your husband or something like that. You should save yourself for a man who actually care about you, who care about your health, and don't be a whore and don't dirty up your name. Nobody cares about that anymore. That's actually looked at, depending on what environment you're in, that's looked at as like a badge of honor if a rapper send you a DM. You don't even have to like them. You don't even have to be attracted to them. But because that person is a somebody, they have access to you, and the people around you will be egging you on and cheering you on and saying, don't miss the opportunity, don't miss the chance. You might be able to get something. You might be able to, depending on who it is, you might be able to get a Benz truck. And depending on who you are too, because they're swinging at, they down there putting their rod in the pond, but they also throwing that net out in that ocean too. They swinging at big fish, the Instagram model that everybody know, and they also swinging at the little fish, the regular girl next door. They swinging at everybody. Nobody is off limits, and everybody has access to everybody. That's the first thing. The second thing, they're using their money as a weapon against other dudes. A lot of, that's one of the parts that they don't want to say. They will brag about being able to fuck a certain type of bitch or fucking certain type of bitches, but they're leaving the part out that every time they fuck, they gotta pay. Every time they fuck, they gotta give her a purse. Every time they fuck, it's got to be some type of financial transaction. They're not telling you that part, and I've seen that firsthand spill over into real life. It's crazy because I don't want to put Buddy business in the street. Shout out to him. But young dude that I know from out here, he told me that he spends, he uses his money. This is a regular dude. He's not no street dude. He is a regular person. He spends his money to just pay for sex for regular people because they don't want to be bothered with going on dates. He said he don't want to do the stuff that other dudes do. Call the other dudes if you want to do that. I'm here for this. I don't want to be bothered with that. That's another one of them things that come up with it. And those things kind of go in tandem because she gonna make you date her to have sex with her. She want to have sex. That's not a question. But she's gonna make you date her and take her out and do all of the courting and stuff. But this dude over here can just walk up, give her, let's just say $250, and he can fuck her. And it's probably not even that much. That's weaponizing your money. We see that all the time. And then you'll be feeling frustrated and feeling bad because it's just like, dang, every time you come across somebody, and you're a regular person at this point, because the rappers have 100%, their music, their lyrics, their lifestyles have 100% poisoned all ecosystems across the board. So now everything is almost a transaction. Get out the game if you can. You get frustrated because you're operating in a system. You're trying to operate traditionally in a system that has been poisoned and tainted. The last reason that I'll give, because there's so many reasons, is they do this as a cover. And all these things work in tandem because they're covering up the fact that they don't know how to talk to women. They don't know how to court the women that they want to. They want they want a certain type of woman, but that's not the type of woman for them. So instead of becoming, going and playing in their league, they want to go shoot and play. So they supposed to be playing ball at the park with just random people that's there. We just all playing. But instead of playing in their league, playing at, I will say the Rucker, but that's pretty high up. We talking about people who ain't even supposed to be, like, they ain't even N1. You are a middle, you supposed to be playing on a middle school basketball team. Instead of going and playing at that speed, I'm talking about the speed, for the love of God, you go straight to the NBA because you can just pay again to skip the line. You can weaponize your money because you know that people are going to want to come and deal with you because you're giving out things and people need things because this is where we are in the ecosystem. And we'll talk about that when we talk about the fallout from this whole system. You pay to cover up your flaws. You pay to cover up the fact that you don't know how to have sex. You pay to cover up the fact that you don't know how to communicate. You pay to cover up the fact that you're not charming. You pay to cover up the fact that you're not attractive. These are the reasons why they will be doing these things. And just a couple, not all of them. If you got other reasons, leave them in the comments. I don't care. Given everything that we just talked about and how crazy some of that stuff is, when you really sit and think like, dang, like, that's actually kind of true. Who would want to be bothered with that? We get into the question now of, should rappers pay for sex? And the answer is yes. They should be paying for it. And the only reason for real they should be paying for it is to protect themselves and protect their assets and protect their wealth. I used to say a long time ago that if you made more than like $2 million, you absolutely should be paying for sex. And you should be making people sign waivers and sign NDAs and all type of stuff. And I know that it sounds crazy, but you gotta really think about what comes with being a successful person when anybody can say anything about you and it doesn't even have to be true. It doesn't even have to have even happened. Like, you don't even have to know them and they can say anything they want without any proof. Society can persecute you for that, but also you could lose your livelihood and you could go bankrupt trying to fight these allegations. And then when it comes out that it's not true, nobody comes and says sorry. Nobody comes and says, I lied. There's no prosecution for it. They just let it go and be gone about their business, because that's one of the bad things that comes with you being sexually reckless and thinking that you're going to have a real connection with a lot of these people. Understand when I say that a rapper should be paying for sex, I'm talking about strictly scratching your sexual itch. This is not the person that you are going to marry. This is not the person that you are going to be having a kid with. And it is your personal responsibility to make sure that you protect yourself. Ain't nothing worth tying yourself to somebody financially for 18 years just because you was horny. It's not worth it. Listen to Big Sis. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. We're talking about strictly having sex. And people can do this whole morality thing about you shouldn't be having premarital sex. Shout out to that basketball lunatic. You shouldn't be doing this. But the thing is, we live in a world where it happens. We live in a world where people are going to have sex. When you have access to unlimited women, you have access to money, you have access to fame, you have access to notoriety, you're gonna have sex. And it's also gonna be way more sex than the average person has access to. So it's gonna happen. You can psych yourself up like it's not gonna be a thing, but it is a thing. So we need to talk about it because it's something that's happening, and it's really a epidemic amongst our young guys because they shouldn't be paying for it. But because it's happening, we got to deal with it. You need to make these people sign papers, sign waivers. You need to maybe even have a couple of people in rotation. You probably need to go to therapy too, but that's something for another time. But you should be doing this so it's not no confusion about what we doing or what we dealing with. I don't like these terms, model, and what's the other stuff they call themselves? Content creator. You are a prostitute. You are selling pussy and a nigga is buying it. Let's put it in its proper terms. This is how you end up. XYZ did ABC to content creator, and then they put that on the news, and you think like, dang, like this dude did what to a YouTuber? This dude did what to a Twitch streamer? And then the whole time, I'm a content creator. You selling pussy. You selling pussy online. What are we talking about? I can go to your page and book you. There's another one, booking in the bio. You can pay without even, motherfucker don't have to know nothing about you or nothing, and you can see her asshole. If you dealing with these kind of people, and these are the kind of people that I think you should deal with. I don't think you should be mixing regular people with prostitutes. You should not be approaching regular women in these cities like these prostitutes. If you know she's a quote, OnlyFans model, a content creator, you should go to them because they've already full-blown crossed over into the prostitution. They've already full-blown made it be known, hello, I'm selling pussy. It is what it is. We not mincing words about it. If I can pay $20, which is a lot for a lot of these people, but if I can pay $20 to see your ass and see your asshole and see somebody fuck you, those are the type of people you should be paying for sex because they're already in the ecosystem. They're already in the system, so you can swipe your card and get going. The problem that I see a lot of these people having is when they go to either, it's usually two things. One, they don't want to pay those people, and those people come out and expose them. Anytime you see any of these prostitutes, OnlyFans models, content creators, whatever, Instagram model, whatever. Anytime you see any of these people doing an expose on a rapper, it's because that nigga did not pay. Or that nigga decided that he wanted to go and fuck with somebody else. Because how are you doing an expose on a nigga who's buying pussy when you're selling pussy? That doesn't even make sense. And that's the part that they don't tell you is that the only reason that a nigga is, quote, getting exposed, because I don't never take none of that serious, how are you exposing a nigga for buying what you're selling? You are selling it. So you're mad at the customer for buying it. It's either because the nigga didn't pay, which why would the nigga stop paying? Because she probably did some bullshit. Or the nigga decided, I'm done paying you, I'm moving on to someone else, and she's bitter because she wants her lick, she wants her trick, she wants her cash cow, she wants the money this is her money back. And it's not likely that a lot of these dudes will have, they don't have to, they do share women, but when it be like the prominent girl in your city, she the bottle girl, she in a major city, she the most known stripper, it's only gonna be like one or two of those dudes. It's not gonna be, and every rapper done came here and fucked me. Like, it's not gonna be that. Because you can tell by the lifestyle some of these people's live. So that's be the thing. And then the other issue that they run into is they try to take regular people. So they'll holler at a regular girl that they seen on the gram. She's a regular bitch from a regular place. She might be from a major city, but nobody know who the fuck this is. This is a regular person. She could work at Walmart for all this nigga know. And he butter her up, use his money as a weapon to try to skip the line, use it as a cover, make her feel special. But at the end of the day, the bitch is not a prostitute. So when you try to do prostitute shit with bitches that's not prostitutes, that shit backfires on you and it turns into other things. And this is what we wrapping this up now, but this is what we get into the fallout that comes with motherfuckers paying for sex. Yes, I do agree that it is okay for niggas to pay for sex. I'm not gonna be mad at the nigga for buying what motherfuckers are selling, but you gotta understand that allegations come with this. The people putting smut on your name, you're gonna look kind of crazy because they're gonna say you lame for having to pay, even though I'm paying to protect myself. Because why am I trying to build a permanent relationship with a bitch that I can just pay to leave? I can just pay to give me what I want. I don't want to date. I don't want to be attacked. I don't want the rest of the stuff. I just want the sex. It's fucked up. It sounds fucked up if you don't understand what that is. And that's when you get into that whole other thing, but that's something else. But like, you got to understand that you're gonna have people that come across you that they want commitment, they want these things, they might actually be good people, but you have screwed your mind up, because now once you start doing stuff like that, it's going to be hard for you to be serious later on and for people to see you as serious. This is why you shouldn't be coming out and telling people you're doing that. I know that, you know, over here we don't have to lie or cheat or not live our truth, and we're honest and things like that. But when some of your personal business need to be kept to yourself. Like, real talk. Like, if you're a young nigga and you doing that, you need to keep that to yourself, because there might come a time where you actually want to do something serious and you want to be serious. But understand that if that is something that somebody knows, they have the right to say, hey, I'm not fucking with no niggas that's paying for no pussy. That's, nigga, you're weird. And that's the stigma that you're going to have, especially if you're a regular person listening to these rap niggas. Somebody's going to always want to be with one of them. They're going to always have access to bitches, and it's going to always be a bitch that's going to take them serious because they've made it. When you get to talking about being a regular person paying for pussy, that looks strange, because it's like, you're a regular nigga. What are you doing? We got niggas that work at warehouses paying for OnlyFans, paying for pussy, paying to have sex with bitches in the city. These are regular people in the city that they're paying to have sex with. So you put yourself in a category of society where it's just going to be like, you're going to be targeted. Because that's another thing with the rap niggas too. One of the fallout parts of this is, once motherfuckers find out that you pay, they're gonna want to fuck with you. You're gonna think you like that, but the whole time you not like that. You just the cash cow. You are the ATM machine. They know, if I fuck this nigga, he gonna buy me something. If I fuck this nigga, he gonna get my nails done. If I fuck this nigga, he's gonna give me money. He might give me a car payment because he got it, and he just do that. So you're going to have people fighting to want to be over there with you, but understand what they're fighting for. You're going to be targeted. And the minute that a lot of these people don't get their way, that's when you see all of this shit backfire. I feel like this is only... I mean, I can't say that because there's so many reasons why a person would do that. But I'm talking about people who are not like, they're not in like relationships and stuff like that. If you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be fucking with none of this. like real talk. Like, I'm just telling you, I'm married. I don't fuck with this personally, because I don't have to, because I'm also married. So it's like, but if we talking real, it's not worth, a lot of that is just not worth like the bad things, but it's just like, there's so many good benefits to it, but it's also so many bad. So you just got to make the decision. And I know that you might need, I don't know. It's just so much. It's so much all the time. And just to answer the question one more time, because I just feel like we don't need to talk in circles about it. You let me know what you think, though, if you made it this far. I don't know. Because it's always such a weird conversation behind this, because you'll have niggas who don't get no hoes at all telling you lame, when I'm doing this to protect myself. Not me, but just like, you're doing it to protect yourself from having to be bothered with the commitment part. Because my thing is, I think you're crazy to commit to somebody when you know you just want to fuck. I think you're crazy. I think that's unnecessary. I don't think you should be doing that, period. That doesn't even make sense. But people are doing that because they think that that's the way to get to it, not realizing that you can, again, just skip the line if you got people out here that's willing to do that. But when is it okay for a rapper to pay for sex? Hey, whenever they feel like it. This is the Dark Side of Songwriting, Selective Morality Edition.